You're looking to get informed, right? To really understand something without drowning in all the details.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do here.
Exactly. Consider this your shortcut, your rapid induction into being well-informed on a specific topic. We boil it down for you.
We take the sources, find the key insights, so you don't have to do all the, endless scrolling.
And today, we are diving deep into the world of renewed tech, specifically the Apple iPhone 13.
The 128 gigabyte version in that midnight color, unlocked.
Yep, the one you see popping up on Amazon Renewed. And our sources for this dive, well, we've got that Amazon product page itself.
And the Wikipedia entry for the iPhone 13 to give us the background and the official specs.
So our goal, your mission for this deep dive is pretty straightforward. We want you to get a really clear picture of what buying a renewed iPhone 13 actually involves.
We'll look at the upsides, maybe some potential downsides, so you can make a call without getting lost in, tech jargon.
So you've got the Amazon listing that's the marketplace view, right?
Right.
Prices, sellers, customer reviews, real-world stuff.
And then Wikipedia gives us the technical foundation, the specs, the history, the context for the phone itself.
It's where the market meets the machine, basically.
Exactly. And we're here to navigate that junction point and pull out what really matters for you.
Okay, let's kick things off. The big question first. What does Amazon mean when they say renewed?
That's really the starting point, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's not just used, is it?
No, not exactly. Amazon's definition says these products are inspected, tested, and refurbished as necessary to be fully functional.
Okay, as necessary. So pre-owned, but checked over and fixed up if needed.
Right. It's been given a sort of second life, functionally speaking.
But who's doing the inspecting? Is this like Apple signing off on these?
Good question. No, this is a really crucial distinction. These are not Apple certified renewed.
Yeah.
The work is done by Amazon qualified suppliers. Professionals, yes, but not Apple themselves.
Right, so the process, the warranty, maybe the parts used, that could all be different from Apple's own refurb program.
Precisely. It's important to keep that in mind. It's vetted, but through Amazon's system, not Apple's.
Got it. Now, the listing mentions cosmetic conditions, premium, excellent, good, acceptable. What are we talking about visually? Should you expect it to look brand new?
Well, you should probably expect some signs of previous use, unless maybe you go for premium, which isn't shown for this specific phone.
The one we're looking at has excellent, good, and acceptable.
Right. So excellent should have very minimal cosmetic flaws, maybe invisible at arm's length. Good might have light scratches or scuffs.
And acceptable.
Acceptable will likely have more noticeable cosmetic issues, scratches you can feel, maybe small dents, but it should still work perfectly fine.
So you're paying less if you're okay with a few battle scars, essentially.
That's the trade-off, yeah. Budget versus appearance.
Makes sense. What about the accessories? Do you get the original Apple charger, earphones, the whole bit?
Not necessarily the original ones. Amazon says they come with compatible and fully functional accessory.
Compatible. So a charger and cable that work, but might be third party.
Exactly. Could be generic. And the box might be the original, or it might be a new plain one.
Okay, so the unboxing won't be quite the same new phone feeling, perhaps?
Probably not, no. Function over form for the accessories, basically.
Oh, understood. What if something's wrong, though? If it arrives and, I don't know, the speaker doesn't work, what's the recourse?
You do have protection. Amazon Renewed products come with the Amazon Renewed guarantee, which works alongside their regular return policy and the A to Z guarantee. So you're not just left hanging if there's a functional issue or it wasn't described accurately.
That's reassuring.
Sure.
It definitely beats buying from some random person online with no comeback.
For sure. There's a process in place.
And thinking bigger picture, choosing Renewed, is there like an environmental plus side?
Oh, absolutely. Big time. You're extending the life of that phone, keeping it out of a landfill for longer.
Right. Reduces e-waste.
Definitely. It's a more sustainable way to get your tech fix, you could say.
A good point for anyone trying to be a bit greener. Okay, let's zoom in on this specific phone. The iPhone 13, 128 gigs, midnight black, unlocked. What are the key features we need to know about?
Well, the first thing you'll notice is the display. It's a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR. That's an OLED panel.
OLED, nice. So good blacks, vibrant colors.
Exactly. Resolution is 2532 by 1170 pixels, which is about 460 pixels per inch. Very sharp. Plus, it supports Dolby Vision HDR.
HDR content will look great then. What about the refresh rate? Is it high refreshed?
No, this model has a 60 hertz refresh rate.
Okay, so standard smoothness, not the super fluid 120 hertz you see on the Pro models or newer phones.
Correct. Still looks great for everyday use, but yeah, it's 60 hertz.
Fair enough. How about the cameras? What's it packing?
It's got a dual camera system on the back. Both are 12 megapixels.
Okay.
You get a wide lens with an f1.6 aperture that's pretty good for lower light, and it has sensor shift optical image stabilization.
Sensor shift, right. Helps keep things steady.
Yeah, for sharper pics and smoother video. Then there's an ultra-wide lens. F2.4 aperture gives you that 120-degree view.
Useful for landscapes or big group shots.
Yep.
And the front camera.
Also 12 megapixels, f2.2. It does 4K video recording up to 60 frames per second, slow-mo, all the usual Apple camera goodness.
Sounds like a very solid camera setup, even if it's not the absolute latest.
Oh, definitely. Still very capable for most people's needs.
What's driving all this? The chip inside.
That's the A15 Bionic chip. Still a powerhouse, honestly.
E15. Yeah, that's pretty recent.
It's got a 6-core CPU, 4-core GPU, and that 16-core neural engine for AI stuff. Handles demanding apps, games, multitasking. No sweat.
And RAM. Wikipedia probably lists that.
Yep, Wikipedia confirms it has 4 gigabytes of RAM paired with that A15 chip.
Okay, 4 GB. Plenty for smooth operation. We know it's 128 gigabytes of storage, which is a decent starting point. What about connecting to the outside world?
Connectivity's good. You've got 5G support.
Assuming you're in a 5G area, yeah.
Right. Then Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.0, and NFC for things like Apple Pay.
Standard modern stuff. Anything else notable? Water resistance.
Ah, yes, IP68 rated.
Which means
It can theoretically survive being submerged in up to 6 meters of fresh water for about 30 minutes.
good safety net for accidental drops in the sink. Or worse.
Exactly. Peace of mind against splashes and dunks.
Good to have. And remind us, when did this phone first launch and when did Apple stop selling it new?
Original release was September 24th, 2021.
Okay, so late 2021.
And according to Wikipedia, Apple discontinued the standard iPhone 13 model on September 9, 2024.
Right, probably when the iPhone 16 lineup came out or was announced.
Most likely, yeah. So it's a relatively recent phone, but officially off the new market now, which makes Renewed a key option.
Exactly. It's not an ancient model by any means. Okay, let's talk money. The Amazon page shows a few different prices for this renewed iPhone 13. What's the range?
Yeah, looking at the listing we have, the prices go from about $249.86
Okay,
up to $294.99.
almost a $35 difference there.
Yep.
What causes that spread?
It really boils down to that cosmetic condition we talked about earlier.
Ah, right. Excellent. Good. Acceptable.
Exactly. The $294.99 price is for refurbished excellent. That should look almost new.
And the lowest price? The $249.86.
That's for refurbished acceptable. So functionally fine, but expect more visible wear and tear, like scratches or scuffs.
And the middle one, good, is around $257.
Yep, $257 for good. Probably light scratches, maybe minor scuffs. Kind of the middle ground. Could be the sweet spot for some people balancing cost and condition.
So it really depends how much you care about those little imperfections versus saving, what, 40 or 50 bucks?
Precisely. What about getting it shipped? Any extra costs there?
The listing says free delivery for all 3 conditions, at least to the zip code we checked, 97058.
Nice. Free shipping is always good.
Delivery estimates were pretty quick, too, like early next week, May 6th or 7th.
Okay. And returns. If you get it and say the acceptable is just too scuffed for your liking.
You've got options. Amazon Renewed gives you 90 days from receiving it to return for a full refund or replacement.
90 days. That's pretty generous.
Yeah, it gives you plenty of time to really use it and check everything out. They do say, though, that if you return it used, damaged, or different from how you got it, you might only get a partial refund or none at all.
Okay, standard return policy stuff, basically. Inspect it carefully when it arrives.
Definitely. And paying for it seems secure.
Amazon makes a point of saying it's a secure transaction. They encrypt your info, don't share card details with the sellers.
Standard Amazon checkout, sounds like.
Pretty much. And they mention financing options too, like monthly payments with their Amazon Visa or store card, if that helps spread the cost.
Right. Now, what about protecting the phone after that 90-day return window? The listing mentions protection plans.
Yes, there are a couple of Asurian plans offered. First one is a 2-year plan.
Okay, how much?
It's a one-time fee. It looks like $73.99.
What does that cover?
It covers accidental damage drops, spills, cracked screens, and also mechanical breakdowns after any manufacturer warranty would have ended.
Which there wouldn't be from Apple on a renewed one anyway, right?
Right, so it's basically breakdown coverage plus accident protection for 2 years. There are service fees if you make a claim, though.
Ah, the deductible.
How much? Looks like $29 for a repair or $49 if they have to replace it. And if they can't repair, you get an Amazon gift card or a replacement device.
Okay. And you have to buy this plan with the phone or soon after.
Yeah, either with it or within 30 days of purchase.
Got it. What was the other option? You said a couple.
The second one is a monthly subscription plan. It's $3.49 a month for 36 months.
So longer term, pay as you go, same coverage.
Similar coverage, yeah. Accidental damage, breakdowns. But this one also includes 204/7 tech support help.
Oh, interesting. For setup and stuff.
Yeah, troubleshooting, setup assistance. The service fees are a bit different too, $29 or $39 for repairs, but $79 for a replacement.
Higher replacement fee there.
Seems so, but there's a catch with the monthly one.
Oh.
The listing says it might be removed if you're only ordering this single item.
So if you're just buying the phone, you might only be able to get the 2-year one-time payment plan.
That seems to be the implication, yeah. Definitely something to at checkout.
Good flag. Okay, one more thing from the listing. The trade-in option. Can you use that here?
Amazon mentions their trade-in program, where you can send in old devices for an Amazon gift card. Says you could save up to $785 on a new device.
New device. So maybe not directly applicable to this renewed phone purchase.
It's slightly ambiguous. You'd get an Amazon gift card for your trade-in. Could you then use that gift card balance to buy the renewed phone?
Possibly.
Okay.
You'd have to check the fine print or just try it.
Yeah, but it's a potential way to offset the cost and recycle your old tech, depending on what your old device is worth.
Worth looking into if you have an old phone lying around. Okay, we've covered the specs, the buying process, the conditions, but what about reality? What do actual buyers say? Those customer reviews seem important.
Hugely important, especially with renewed products. The overall score is 4.0 out of 5 stars, which is pretty decent, especially with almost 16,000 ratings.
Yeah, that's a lot of feedback. What are the positive themes? When people are happy, what are they happy about?
A lot of praise for basic functionality. Comments like, works great, runs like new, great phone. People seem pleased. It just works well.
Good start. What about condition?
Many were satisfied there too. Phrases like really reasonable condition, great condition, even list absolutely perfect pop up.
So some people are getting devices that look pretty close to new, it sounds like.
Yeah, or at least meet their expectations for the condition they paid for. Value for money is another common positive. Great product for the price, worth it. And some just like the look, the color.
Okay, so the potential is there for a really good experience. But it's not 5 stars, it's 4. What about the negatives or the mixed reviews? What goes wrong?
One of the most common complaints, or maybe just observations, is about battery health.
Yeah. That makes sense for a used phone.
Right. People report receiving phones with battery health percentages anywhere from the low 80s up to maybe 88%. Some also noted the battery life seemed to decline faster than they expected.
So it's a bit of a lottery, the battery you get.
It seems somewhat variable, yes. That's definitely a key area where new differs from new.
What else? Cosmetic issues beyond what was expected.
Sometimes, yeah. Mentions of small scratches, scuffs on the sides. One person who bought a good condition phone felt the damage was more significant than they anticipated, based on the description.
So managing expectations on cosmetics is key.
Absolutely. And another area was the accessories, specifically the charger.
The compatible ones.
Yeah.
Issues there.
Mixed bag. Some found the generic chargers worked fine. Others had issues like slow charging or problems with the phone's charging port itself. Some only got a cable, no wall plug.
Okay, so you might need to factor in buying a decent charger separately, potentially.
It's possible, yeah. And one slightly more concerning review mentioned getting a phone with a non-Apple screen replacement.
Oh, really? How did they know?
It apparently triggered an unknown part warning message in the iPhone settings.
Right. Apple flags non-genuine major components now. That highlights the not Apple certified point again.
Exactly. Different suppliers might use different parts for repairs. It seems rare based on reviews, but it's a possibility.
So the main variables seem to be battery health, the exact cosmetic condition lottery, and maybe the quality of the included charger.
That sums up the main potential pain points pretty well based on the reviews.
Okay, let's try and pull this all together for you, the listener. Thinking about buying this renewed iPhone 13, what are the absolute key takeaways?
Well, first, it's clear the renewed iPhone 13 offers a solid blend of performance and value. You get that A15 chip, good cameras, nice screen.
At a price significantly lower than new, that's the main draw.
Definitely. But the big variables you have to consider are cosmetic condition and battery health.
You're saving money, but you might get some scratches. And the battery won't be 100% capacity like a new one.
That's the core trade-off. How much do those things matter to you versus the cost saving?
And the protection plans are there as a way to maybe reduce the risk, especially around accidents or future failures.
Right. They offer a safety net for a price. And those customer reviews, really invaluable. Read them to get a sense of real-world experiences, both good and bad.
It also seems crucial who you buy from on Amazon Renewed. Look for sellers with good ratings and definitely understand that 90-day return policy.
Absolutely essential. That return window is your main protection if the phone isn't up to snuff when it arrives.
And let's not forget the sustainability angle. Choosing Renewed is better for the planet.
It's a real benefit, yeah. Less e-waste.
So wrapping up this deep dive, you should have a much clearer sense now of the renewed iPhone 13 landscape. The features, the price, the pros, the cons, like potential cosmetic flaws or battery wear.
All based on that Amazon listing and the Wikipedia context.
Were there any real aha moments? I think for me, it's the clarification that renewed definitely doesn't mean like new cosmetically, and that battery variability is something you just have to accept going in.
Yeah, and the importance of those reviews as a reality check. Plus, knowing about those protection plans gives you another factor to weigh in your decision.
Hopefully this hasn't felt too overwhelming. It really comes down to your personal priorities, doesn't it?
It does. Are you okay with less than perfect looks to save cash? How much does peak battery performance matter day to day? You weigh theirs against the savings.
Which brings us to a final thought to leave you with.
Yeah, considering the environmental points, the cost savings, does that potential for, minor imperfections make buying renewed tech like this a genuinely smart move for you?
What are your personal trade-offs? New versus renewed. Something to definitely think about before your next phone upgrade.